Scully Productions.
What's up, Joe? What's up, everybody? Jeff Fannell, Sports360. As our country and the world continues to deal with the coronavirus pandemic, sports fans have been offered a glimmer of hope as some of the leagues, most notably the NBA and MLB, have begun talking about a potential return to play. The NBA has floated the idea of holding all its games in Las Vegas, while MLB reportedly is considering resuming play with all teams playing games in Arizona. In both situations, the games would resume without fans in the stands. It's clearly understandable why leagues, players, and fans would like to see the return of sports. And while some may view the recent discussions as offering a much-needed ray of hope, the question is it false hope? Can, for example, MLB resume play in May, as has been reported, or even in June? Is such a plan realistic? Is it even plausible? More importantly, is it wise? On the one hand, holding games in one location does seem to be the best and quickest way to return to play for the major sports leagues. Having everyone in one place makes limiting contacts, monitoring, and containment much easier. But pulling it off is more complicated than it may appear. You're talking about bringing players, coaches, trainers, front office people, broadcast personnel, medical personnel, all to one place. Everyone involved would need hotel rooms, so that means we'll need hotel staff, people to cook food, people to make regular deliveries of food and supplies, people to clean and maintain the venues, security personnel, bus drivers to transport everyone to and from the venue, and others. In the end, we're talking thousands and thousands of people. And we haven't even mentioned player families. And you know the idea of players agreeing to be quarantined for months away from their families is likely not something that players will sign off on. Then there are other things, practical things, like weather in Arizona. Many of the stadiums that would be used to play baseball games, for example, are not domed. Playing baseball in the desert in the summer, when temperatures routinely are in the triple digits, would be a beast. And this is without considering the day-night doubleheaders players would be asked to play. Even Ernie Banks, the great Ernie Banks, wouldn't want to play two in such conditions. Then there is testing. Everyone involved would have to be tested on a regular basis. Daily temperature taking and the implementation of testing that provides for rapid results would be vital. But with such testing comes another issue, and that's the backlash sports may get. While many would love to see the return of their favorite teams, their favorite players, in a recent poll, 45% of the people surveyed said games should not resume until fans can attend, while only 21% were in favor of games without fans. Also, don't underestimate the negative reaction to players and others having access to regular testing, while many regular people all across the country still cannot get tested. Add to that medical personnel treating players and front office people would be fully protected with gowns, masks, and gloves, as they should be. But this would be happening while major cities and many hospitals across the country are still struggling to provide such protective equipment to its frontline warriors in their efforts to treat everyday citizens. For these reasons and so many others, the return to play may seem like a much-needed reprieve, but with the nation and the world still in the grips of the virus, it's more like an illusion. Look, I live in New Jersey, and don't get it twisted. I'm a New Yorker. I live in New Jersey. And the governor of New Jersey just the other day mandated the wearing of face coverings for all people in New Jersey when they go grocery shopping and retail shopping. And he's also placed additional restrictions on such shopping. In addition to that, he says he may come back with even more restrictions if necessary to help stop the spread of the virus. So we as a nation are not out of this thing yet. In such an environment, a return to play in May or even in June may not only be a pipe dream, but it may not be welcomed by a large segment of the population. Look, professional sports was one of the first institutions to shut down in response to the coronavirus, and for good reason. The potential for transmission and spread of the virus is great when you consider tens of thousands of fans sitting in close proximity to one another and players and teams traveling from city to city. The return to normalcy, whatever that means and whenever it comes, is likely to be gradual. The same reasons that led sports to be the first to shut down actually counsels for sports being the last to resume at full throttle. Thus, the talk of resuming play is focused on doing so without fans. And although that makes sense, as we've just seen, returning to play even without fans in attendance is no easy task, and it's probably something that in the end we won't see anytime soon. Sorry to be the one to tell you. That's it for me. A brother is out. Be well, be safe. See you next time. Sports 360.